Welcome back to another rendition of Detroit Tigers franchise. Starting out 5-0, trying to wrap up a second straight sweep against the Mets. Starting off hot, looking to keep the ball rolling. Parker Meadows leads us off against Kodai Senga. He is in a pitcher's duel against Tarik Skubal, who didn't have the greatest start against Chicago on opening day, so he is looking to bounce back and have a really good outing here. Meadows swings at a fork ball just above the knees is a cutter inside.
Kicks and fires.
Fouls off another fork. Parker Meadows is off to a really good start in his second campaign. He's not necessarily swinging it great, but the center field play looks like it is elite. Came in the game the other day and as a pinch runner and scored because he is lightning fast. Flies out to center here. In a 3-2 count. It's kind of my goal when I'm playing is to see a lot of pitches early, especially in playing these 9-inning games.
Next offering upstairs.
Urshela is also looking really good. Looks good in a Tiger uniform, plays a good third base, and has been hitting really well. Rips that one. That one's way gone. Crushed that ball. Home run for Urshela. 111 off the bat. Crushed.
Here's Riley Green.
1-2 to Green. Yeah, fork ball's not a pitch you can just hang across the middle of the zone.
They're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Gets me looking there. Green's off to a slow start. Torkelson's off to a slow start. Torkelson got hot later in the year last year. It was more like June, really July. Hopefully he can get it going a lot quicker than that. Hopefully May, because this lineup is just lacking in right-handed hitting. Now they do hit lefties pretty well, but against right-handers, oh, gets me looking again. Against right-handers, they just seem to struggle. I don't know what exactly it is. But I mean, the game against the Mets the other day, they got, I mean, the Mets were putting on a clinic until the 10th inning. A pitching clinic, I should say, because the Tigers were also doing that. And I feel like with the Tigers, the potential of this team at this point is really high because their pitching is so good that if they can just get the bats rolling and have a middle-of-the-road offense, they're going to be one of the best teams in the league. Now, whether or not they're going to do that, I really don't know. The lineup isn't the greatest lineup I've ever seen. That's for sure. But they do have young guys that can hit the ball on paper, or they did in the minor leagues at least. You know, such a small sample size. It's really hard to tell what a team's going to do offensively this early in the season, especially because a lot of them are young. Like guys like Colt Keith haven't even gotten really a chance to get that many at-bats. It really takes 100 at-bats to know how good a player is going to be in that particular season. And of course, like I said about Torkelson, they can get going and get really hot, and they can turn a season around in a month or two. So it's really going to take until late April, early May to really know where some of these younger guys stand. And I really think that it's going to be until then that we see any real changes with the roster, barring any injuries. Foul off a 3-2 there. And the Mets just look atrocious. As Senga walks Carpenter. The Mets do not look good. Mets fans are ticked off, as they should be. But the lineup doesn't look good. The pitching looked good yesterday, but the rotation overall isn't that great. The bullpen has some really good spots, but also some very weak spots.
Next one misses, and that's ball 3.
You know, I don't really know. Pablo Lopez, I think he had a 5 ERA last year.
And there's ball 4.
2 walks in a row for Senga. But they do have Diaz, and he is borderline unhittable, depending on the day. So they have the closer down. And bullpen is one of those things that you can go out and get at the trade deadline. So as long as you can hang around, which obviously they're 0-4 to start the year. As long as you can hang around in the middle of the pack of your division, you can go out and get help with pitching in the back end of the bullpen. First out in the second, Badu swings and miss.
Left-hand batter waits.
So it wouldn't really, the lineup isn't terrible. I mean, they have Lindor, they have Alonso, they have Alvarez. Harrison Bader's pretty good. Marte, coming off an injury-riddled season, is not bad. Jack McNeil's not bad. Brandon Nimmo's also not bad, just not the greatest outfielder. Joey Wendell, not the greatest player. Colt Keith mashes one to right center. The Tigers take a 4-0 lead in the second.
His second of the year, it's 4-0. Jake Rogers.
It's a good swing by Keith there. So the Mets, they definitely have a lot of work to do, as do the Tigers, even though they are 4-0 to start the season. They do have a lot of work to do. Because the bats are not rolling yet. And maybe they took the lid off of the hypothetical hoop, and now they're going to be able to start scoring. We'll see. Senga has 57 pitches in the second inning.
Next pitch is downstairs.
It's a good take.
Going to be an early day for the Mets bullpen.
And there's a ball.
I feel like every at-bat has been a 3-2 count. It's a good pitch there, right at the bottom of the zone.
2 down, nobody on.
And he just continues to hang pitches.
And it gets by him.
And that's kind of what happens when you get behind in the count. You got to throw strikes. You can't walk 3-4 guys in an inning, so you got to throw something over the plate. And it's going to get hit.
In the dirt, blocked.
Again, falling behind in the count.
Stays where he is. Runner at second, 2 down. Here in the third and final game of the series. Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
2 strikes.
Hung that one. That was a nice pitch right there.
Back here at Citi Field.
4-0 Tigers going to the bottom of the second, facing Frankie Lindor.
Fastball
Brushes him off the plate there.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Gonna go to the curveball here.
Swing
Gets him
and
to
this
ground
one's
it to
bounced to
Colt
the
Keith
ground.
at second base for an easy out.
On to Torkelson. Lindor retired. And next for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez.
3-2 count to Alvarez. We're going to try and dot a fastball here in the outside corner. Got him. Oh!
Well, he tried to nibble right there
Just below the zone.
Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about.
Lifted to left center.
In the air to left
Meadows
center.
tracks it down.
And it's
Fires it into the cutoff man.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfect.
Alvarez leads off first with 2 down to the inning.
Ground ball to Cole Keith. He flips over to Baez, and that'll do it for the Mets in the second.
Back here in Queens.
All right, Riley Green, second at bat of the day.
Riley Green.
He's throwing me that forkball at the bottom of the zone.
He hasn't been very efficient.
At some point, I am going to hammer it.
He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Got him.
Gets me swinging on the fastball, though.
And up next for Detroit, Spencer Torkelson.
So a lot of damage.
1 down, base is empty.
From the lineup so far,
It is interesting,
but
though,
also
when you
quite a few
consider
strikeouts.
the way the game is
6
run now,
strikeouts so far.
Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are really aggressively
Slider
building their
almost
bullpens.
crushed.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
7th
Picks
strikeout.
up strikeout
I
number
didn't think I
7.
was that under that.
Next is the Tigers DH, Kerry Carpenter.
Carpenter walked in his
2
last at bat.
outs. Swing and a drive.
Hits this
Deep
one
right
down the
field.
line. Carrying doesn't have enough, and Carpenter stays hot.
That one
This
felt
dude
good.
just
That's his
owns the
4th
New York
home run
Mets.
of the series. And they
6th home run of the
clearly-
year
it's
in the
5-6.
6th game of the year.
The batter now, Javier Baez.
Dude's on pace for 162 home runs.
And another ball.
3-1.
Baez also drew a walk in his last at bat.
Inside corner.
Sees a
That's
cutter on
called
the
a strike.
inside corner.
Full count.
Just caught the inside corner.
3-2. Payoff pitch.
That is a
On the
good
ground,
pitch.
right side.
Kind of.
And that is
Good
the
enough to
inning.
get me out in this game. Not good in real life.
And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Digging in, Brett Beatty.
Well, maybe to
Popped
Baez.
up, settles under it.
Baez couldn't hit water if he fell out of the
Corrals
boat.
it. 1 away. Starling Marte up to hit.
And I do realize
Kick the pitch.
that I sound like
Off
the biggest
inside,
Baez hater
and that's ball
in the
3.
world in these videos. But
Downstairs, and it misses ball
I am
4.
actually
Runner on at first
a
with
huge
1
fan.
gone. Harrison Bates
It's just
up
extremely
now for the
frustrating
Mets.
Full count.
when you pay a guy that amount of
The
money
runner at first with 1 gone
and you
to
don't
the
get the
inning.
results
And
that you would
there's a
expect
rocket
from
into
somebody
the
making that kind of money. He's going to test the arm. That was not a good idea.
The relay,
Got him.
the tag out.
That's why he gets paid. Realistically, that's my justification in real life for the amount of money that Baez gets paid, is that he does play a terrific shortstop. I mean, that dude can make plays that not very many other people can.
On the ground,
Hit
out
and
to
run
short.
gets me.
Finds its way through, base hit. Coming home.
What are we doing?
He'll score.
What is going on?
It's 5-1.
Back-to-back base
So yeah,
hits.
Baez's bat, not very good, but the justification I make in my head is that he can field very well. It's just not worth, excuse me, just not worth that kind of money. Unless he can turn around, and this is the tough spot that the Tigers are in with Baez.
Here's a speed threat.
The only way that you can trade Javi Baez is if he becomes the Javi Baez that you thought that you were getting.
Here comes a pitch.
If you get that Javi Baez, then people will trade for him. But
Tired or not,
you're going to be without a shortstop. And you currently have the Javi Baez that you planned on signing in the first place. The question would become, is he going to stay that way and for how long? And my reasoning for trading him would be, I don't think so. I really don't.
2-2 now.
This is the hardest game that you can play in the world. That one's carrying. Just to the warning track, but that carried a ton. This is the hardest game you can play in the world. It's very hard to be that good for that long, especially hitting the ball. Fielding doesn't ever leave, really. I mean, some of the athletic ability with a guy like him, yeah, that's going to leave. He's not going to be able to make the crazy plays that he can make his whole career. At some point, the ability in the field is going to turn into more of a routine play, and that's it. But, I mean, he is very good at shortstop for the time being. So he is a valuable player. Colt Keith gets plunked. Yeah, I knew they were going to go to the bullpen there. He's at 90 pitches. All right, Joey Lucchesi. So the Baez situation, it's tough. Because I do like Javi Baez, or at least the Javi Baez that I thought we were going to get. I was extremely excited about that pickup. I know some people weren't, but I am a Baez fan. So, or was, I should say. Because now he cannot hit. Crushed by Jake Rogers. Raj sends one deep to left. Gotta love Jake Rogers, man. Gotta love Jake Rogers. Dude just crushes lefties. Parker Meadows pops up to the catcher.
Foul territory for the catcher. Pulls it in for the out. Here's Gio Urshela. 2 runs across in the inning. Here in the third game of the series.
Rips one back up the middle.
Liner, base hit.
Good swing.
Just a total nightmare.
Riley Green, who is 0 for 2, off to a very slow start. Grounds out to the second baseman. Can't get it figured out with Riley Green.
And we're back, ready to go, bottom 4. And now the shortstop, Francisco Lindor. Next offering down in the dirt.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but
Rip to right field by Lindor.
Way back there, and that one hops the wall.
You know, and just like Lindor, I mean, I'm not saying that Lindor's not a good hitter, but I mean, unless I sound like a casual here, I would rather have Cleveland Indians Frankie Lindor than Mets Frankie Lindor.
As a run scores, now it's DJ Stewart.
And I don't believe, in case you guys try and correct me, I do not believe that Francisco Lindor ever played for the Cleveland Guardians. He was a Cleveland Indian. And I think that they should change their name back to the Indians. I think the logo is sweet. At least the old logo. Very cool. Used to have an Indians hat, even though I'm a huge Tigers fan, just because I think that logo is so cool.
And a foul ball. And the pitch. Good job to fight that one off.
4th inning.
The pitch.
Slow game. A lot of pitches from both pitchers here.
1 run across in the frame so far. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
Gets the strikeout.
That one, it's a strikeout.
Brings up Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty. Next offering is
you know, Tarik Skubal,
out towards right center.
when I watch him pitch, there's just something dominant about Tarik Skubal. He could definitely win a Cy Young. I don't know if it'll be this year. I hope it's this year. But he can definitely win a Cy Young. He has Cy Young stuff. Ripped into right by Torkelson. Base knock. He has Cy Young stuff. I mean, he throws a mean fastball, mean slider, nasty changeup. He even throws like a cutter. He like mixes in a 2-seam. Like, he has a 5-pitch mix, and he gets outs. And he mows down lineups. Like, on any given day, he can mow down the best lineup in the league. The issue has been really that I can think of is just command. When you don't command the off speed and you have to throw the fastball, as soon as that gets picked up, you're going to have a rough day. This is the big leagues. Guys hit fastballs. I mean, except the Tigers off of Sean Manaea, they couldn't hit a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to save their lives. Nothing more frustrating than that. And then you got to listen to the play-by-play announcers talk about how he's hiding the ball and all of that. And, oh, he gets a big stride off the mound. And it's like, no, they were just missing. It's the real deal. I mean, guys can hide the ball. That is, but everybody in the big leagues that is a starting pitcher and is a starting pitcher for as long as Sean Manaea has been in the league, everybody hides the ball. Every single starting pitcher hides the ball well. They don't show the ball for a long time and still get out somehow. That doesn't work. You know, if he didn't hide the ball, I can hit him. You know, I can hit 90s. Now, get up into, the mid-90s, maybe not. More, 91, 92, can definitely hit that. I mean, I'm not the best hitter, but I can hit it. But getting into 95, 96, 97, a little different story. But 92, for sure. For sure. And I am nowhere near as good as any single person that is in the big leagues. Nowhere near. So they can hit it. Big leaguers can hit fastballs. The Tigers were off yesterday. Until the 10th inning, when they took the lid off and started scoring some runs.
Here's the second baseman, Colt Keith. That one fouled off.
Good swing by Colt Keith there.
Payoff pitch.
Sliced into left for a knock. 2 for 2 for Colt Keith. And I believe he was hit by a pitch. Puts him on base 3 times. It's a good day. Brings up Jake Rogers. Big home run in his last at-bat. Rips one. Going to be a double play there. Very nice play. Who's at third?
As a former player, watching 5-4-3 double plays brings back some adrenaline. It's such an exciting play, and it's always a great reminder of baseball.
Brett Beatty, nice play. That was a great play.
Calls it in to end the inning.
Good turn at second by McNeil.
Bottom of the 6th. Here's some real power.
But yeah, hitting was never really my strong suit, that's for sure. I was a very good defensive player.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time I'll
defense is very important. You obviously need to be able to hit. I could hit a little bit in high school. Got to college. I played JUCO ball. And struggled to really get anything going at the plate. Didn't get a ton of at-bats. So, I mean, I did get some at-bats for sure. Like, it's not like I didn't get any, but my sophomore year, I really didn't get very many. So it's really hard to get anything going. You really need, like I said, you need to have 100 at-bats to be able to know exactly what a player is going to look like. So, I spoke with some coaches. I was going to move on to the next level. I decided that for me, it was Division I or bust. I just couldn't get myself to pay $40,000 a year to go to school just to play baseball. Figured if I want to play some baseball, play in a men's league somewhere, just to have fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's not worth paying $40,000 a year to go to school, and I didn't really have anything that I wanted to go to school for. At least, you know, bachelor's degree, I didn't really have anything that I wanted to go for at the time, so I just, you know, decided to call it quits. Rolled up the middle. Green is going to ground into a double play. I cannot get anything rolling with Riley Green. A lot of weak contact from him. Torkelson rips one deep left. Lays out, but it's a ground rule double.
But he looked very sure of himself on that one. Nicely done.
So 2 down, and next is the designated hitter,
Kerry Carpenter. Swings and misses at a fastball at the top of the zone. Now do it for the Tigers. We are going to go with bottom 7. Let's go Tyler Holton here. And then we'll have Lang or Shelby Miller for the 8th. Jason Foley to close it down. Don't remember what happened that gave Foley the 6 ERA. Must have been in there twice, gave up a run or two.
So he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
That misses. 2-1.
Holton's one of my favorite guys in the bullpen.
There's the strike.
He throws strikes, and he gets people out, and it is very fun to watch.
In the air, left field. Puts it away for the out.
Talking about a guy that hides the ball well.
Stepping in for New York, Brett Beatty.
Tyler Holton is one of those guys. He's got good movement on his stuff.
Do it again.
He is kind of a lefty on lefty specialist, but goes out and gets outs against right-handed hitting.
Back to the top of the Mets order.
Brings up Starling Marte. 3-1 count to him. We're not going to give him anything to hit, especially on Legend. These guys hit the ball out of the ballpark when you hang stuff.
He's a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough.
So we can get a ground ball. Fouls that one off. Pops him out on the backdoor cutter. Going to the 8th.
Brings it in. And that ends. Welcome back.
So yeah, I do know how hard baseball is. So when I give Javi Baez a hard time, it's coming from a place of you get paid millions of dollars to do this. You need to be able to hit. But with the understanding of how hard it is to be consistently good at baseball for a long period of time. And it really does vary from season to season.
Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone.
Like in high school baseball, there's a huge difference. A guy that plays in, let's just say, like a Division I high school that hits 400, and a guy that plays at that same high school that hits 550. Like, there's a huge difference between those two players. Like, very big, especially if the guy's hitting 550 with power. You know, like, you have to look at these type of things. Like a guy that hits, let's say a guy hits 550 but doesn't hit any home runs, doesn't hit a lot of doubles. He just kind of squeaks the ball through the infield and gets some hits. Versus a guy that hits 350, 400, hits 10 or 15 home runs, hits 10 or 15 doubles, and a triple. Like, that guy is a much different player. They're not going to test the arm this time. They should have, because I made a bad throw. So when you look at somebody like Baez, who hit like 800 in high school, this kid can hit, you know. I mean, he's hit close to 300 or 300 in the big leagues. Like, he is good. So the only thing that could have changed, I didn't even realize that I left Holton out for the 8th. If he walks Alonso, we're going to go to the pen and strikes him out. We're still going to go to the pen. We're going to go Shelby Miller here. No, we're not. We're going to go Alex Lang. Yeah, so Baez can hit. And just like in high school, in the major leagues, there is a big difference in a hitter that hits 250 and a guy that hits 295. And by that I mean on a consistent basis throughout their career. There's a big difference in those players. And I think that Baez is more of a 230 guy. If he can hit 230 this year with 15 home runs, I'll be pretty happy.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
I'd really like him to hit 20 home runs.
That's a strikeout.
And if he hit 25,
now at the plate,
I would buy a Javi Baez jersey.
And that one ripped
because that'd be unbelievable.
That is the inning. Back here in Queens.
All right, Jake Rogers, Brooks Raley. 1-2 count. See if Rogers can get the best of him or not.
The pitch.
I didn't foul that off. Man, I thought I fouled that off.
Here's the center fielder, Parker Meadows.
Parker Meadows is 1 for 4. Not the best matchup here, lefty on lefty. Nasty slurve, gets him swinging. Gio Urshela is 3 for 4 with a home run. Having a great game.
And up next for Detroit, Gio Urshela. Next pitch is outside.
Another hit for Gio Urshela. He is 4 for 5. Have yourself a day.
So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Riley Green, goose egg. Can he snap out of it?
Now here is Riley.
Probably just me swinging at garbage with Riley.
2 outs.
That's a nice pitch, though.
Swings and misses. One down below the zone.
He's dealing with a great 2-strike hitter right here. The strikeout is not automatic.
Another good pitch. And he gets Riley's 0 for 5 on the day. Going to the 9th. We are going to keep laying in because it is not a save situation. We do not need Jason Foley, even though he is filthy, wicked, nasty, all of the adjectives that you can use about a pitcher. Jason Foley is all of those. Alex Lang is also all of those.
So now here's the Mets DH, Tyrone Taylor.
Guys just learned that he doesn't throw this knuckle curve for a strike. And they figured that out, and they started taking it. But the thing is, like, every time the Tigers play baseball, I cannot wait until the late innings when I can see guys like Jason Foley and Alex Lang, Tyler Holton, even Will Vest. I like watching Vest pitch. When these guys pitch, they throw filthy stuff. I mean, even the starters that they have in the bullpen, like Alex Faedo. Alex Faedo has a filthy slider. Now, the fastball's a little flat, and that's why I think they decided to move him to the bullpen, because he can give you 1 or 2 innings, lights out pitching. After that, they pick up that fastball, and they start teeing off on him. He is a very solid long relief guy in the bullpen. Reese Olson, filthy. Absolutely filthy. Struggles with the command. Gets behind in the count. That's where he is in trouble. We get the fly out. The Tigers start off 6-0. 2 sweeps to start the season. I believe we are heading to Oakland, if I'm not mistaken. And then, where are we going after Oakland? Let's take a look. Gio Urshela, 4 for 5 home run. Kerry Carpenter, another home run. Cole Keith, another home run. Jake Rogers, home run. 4 home runs. Good day. Yep, heading to Oakland, and then into Pittsburgh. And that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'm out of here.